All right, hello again, Carolina Preps fans. Once again, a Western North Carolina tour. I'm talking to a guy that I had on the website, I guess it was a month or so ago, Coach Josh Brooks, but now we're on location in Franklin. Coach, before we even get started, you mentioned a few things on our little interview a couple months ago about the changes, the stadium being torn down, and now to be here at the middle school and to see everything, your locker room set up here, I guess in an old auxiliary gym or just a gym, and to see literally behind you the practice field that you guys are trying to construct to get ready for a season, learning about your upcoming season where you're going to be playing home games at Western Carolina, as well as Raven Gap, which, by the way, as the crow flies, is only a few miles away, but it is in Georgia.
Yes.
This is probably the most interesting year you'll ever have in coaching.
Yeah, to say the least, Chris. One, I want to say thanks for coming to Franklin and visiting, and it's always good to catch up. But we've got some logistical challenges, and we've had a lot of people put in a lot of time and work, and the fact that our field house, our equipment room, our locker rooms, our weight room, as you said, our practice field, everything's over here, and we have to bus the kids over, and the principal here has been unbelievable and super supportive. His two sons play football, and they're unbelievable kids and good players. But you got to do what you got to do, and I think me and you've had the conversation. Coaches, they adapt and overcome, and that's
Sure.
what you do. So we feel like that's what we've got to do. But this probably will be one of the biggest challenges to go along with a year like the year that we had COVID and trying to wear masks on our face mask and stuff like that. But again, you just do what you got to do to make it work, and that's what we're going to try to do.
Please report to first
All right, we're gonna let
period.
this. All right, we got interrupted by the bell, but that's okay. I guess the question I want to ask is, how have the kids adapted? Or are they, because it's got to be, to still be going to the old school while the new school will be constructed, come over here for weightlifting. You mentioned bust every day. How have they adapted?
So the one I'll say they've adapted well, Chris. And the one positive about getting them over here, it eliminates all the distractions that take place on a high school campus, and anybody that's been on one understands those things. So when we come here, it's a great focus for football, and it's a great focus for weight training, and so it's been really good for us. I think that the construction side of things over there is tough on everybody. It's changed how we get into school, where we park, how the traffic flows. So all that's going to continue to be an issue and a logistical thing. But kids are kids, and we've tried to make it as good as we can make it here, and make it as home as we can possibly make it temporarily. And I think they've done a great job adjusting to that.
How have your spring workouts, your spring development, all that worked for you this year?
I couldn't say enough. I feel like our spring workouts in the weight room for sure have been top 5 for my 20 years here. And the spring workouts have been outstanding, and we're super excited about getting started in the summer. We're in our 2-week dead period right now because we finish school next week, and looking forward to getting started. And I think we got a chance to have a good football season here in Franklin.
I know coaches are always going to be conservative, but looking at the return of players you got, I know you guys have worked really hard. Listening to some of the buzz from coaches that you compete against, they think you guys are gearing up for a big year, maybe a big couple years. I know you're going to be a little bit more conservative in your thoughts on it, but how do you feel about your upcoming team and what you guys have?
Great question. And yes, I do think we got a chance to be very good. I think that last year we didn't know how we were going to be because we were coming off of a 2-8 year, and I thought our kids did a great job bouncing back last year. But and we finished 6-4. 6-4 won't be good enough for our football team this year. We know that sometimes things don't go the way you want it to, but we do have the opportunity and a chance to be very competitive, and would like to be competing for a conference championship and be in the top 2, the top 3, and then make the playoffs and win a playoff game. And it's been since 2017 since we've done that. So we've got some high aspirations, some big goals, and we don't want it to be a one-year thing. I do think we've got a chance to put Franklin back on the map and be relevant again over the next few years.
Since I started really hitting the road, going to games, we'll let this bell ring. Since I started hitting the road and covering games really full time after the 2007-08 season, I've looked at it. I've probably been to not a dozen, but a handful of games, quite a few games out here in Franklin. And I always said that it was one of the best Friday night experiences that you could ever ever find, especially in the old stadium. Now that it's gone, you're going to be playing games at Western. How do you think your fans will adapt? How do you think that'll be different just for you, having been in this community so long?
Well, so first and foremost, obviously it puts us literally playing an away game every Friday night, because even though it's just 25 miles, it's still load the stuff and take it. And so we're going to lose a little bit of that. And you've been to the pit, and you've seen us win games that we might not should have won because of that environment that you talked about, and the student body and our community support. So it's going to be a challenge for our people, but hopefully they'll embrace that and come support our team. And I think it's going to be an awesome opportunity for our visiting teams and our kids to get a chance to play in a college stadium and in a venue that we know otherwise wouldn't get a chance to do. So I think for that it'll be good, but we're definitely going to miss the pit, to say the least.
Yeah, you will. It won't be the first time, now thinking about it, that you've played on another stadium, because I was at one of your games, gosh, it's been like 10 years ago, where you played Pisgah at Cherokee one night.
Exactly
So it isn't unprecedented.
Yes, it'll be 10 years this year. You're exactly right. And
I remember that night, rainy.
Yes, very rainy, and a heck of a night. So yeah, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, and we appreciate Western accommodating us, and Rabun Gap as well, to give us a home, a home stadium, home venue to play in while ours is being built.
Wow. Well, Coach, this has been great. I appreciate you giving me some time. I can hear the weights clanging in the weight room behind us. But again, it's always great to come up here and visit people in Franklin. It's kind of my unofficial Western North Carolina hometown, I guess I'll call it, because I've been here so much. But it's always great, and I hope you guys have a great season, and hope to see you guys soon.
Yeah, Chris. Well, again, thanks again for coming to Franklin. Always appreciate sharing and spending time with you, and we appreciate what you do for high school football and other sports in North Carolina.
Thank you, Coach.